Hey everybody, it's Rob here. People are actually getting over 1,285 Ether in the new Infernal Hordes. This is the best game mode in terms of rewards, if you want a gold or pit mats, and I made a full tier list here and strategy and also the top builds to play for each class and how you can get more than 1,000 Ether as well. And there is a lot of different effects here. We're in game right now, we are playing the Sorcerer, and I think the Sorcerer with the Lightning Spear is the best build. What most people are doing here is juicing the Hellborn. I'm going to show you the entire boons that were present in this 1,300 Ether run. And keep in mind guys, 1,300 Ether will equal to about more than 1,600 neat iron. So if you need crafting mats, or if you also need gold, if you have more than 1,000 Ether, you're also getting hundreds of millions of gold per run. It's insane, and you can do this on T7. T8 is going to be a little bit better, but T7 for most people. So before we talk about the entire tier list here, I just want to say that the Hellborn strategy that I've been talking about in a previous video, we actually got over 100,000 views. Hellborn is the way, but there are some nice little like tricks here and there that can juice it even further. So obviously, if you're in the game, you always get these three choices. And Hellborn granting you Ether and also Hellborn, more Hellborns when spawned is insane. And contrary to popular belief, guys, the double chance for elites is not buffing the Hellborn. So we're starting at the very top here. The first thing you always need to get is Hellborns are hunting you. So whenever you have this choice, take this one. Hellborns are hunting you is absolutely the best. The second best is what I have in game right now. After you selected Hellborn hunting you once, you unlock more boons that you can get. And the next one here is +1 Hellborn when spawned. So this means basically you get an extra Hellborn. And then every Hellborn also grants another Ether. So essentially it's double dipping Ether. And for the highest amounts, if you want more than 1,000, you see here in the final boon screenshot, you're actually getting +6 Ether for every Hellborn that you kill. And there is going to be like tens of Hellborns every wave basically. And you're getting 6 +6, you can even get more, but +6 is already a very, very lucky spawn. So this is what you need to do. Hellborns hunt you, +1 Hellborn when spawned. This is the best. After this. Also, what is really insane, there is a boon here that is called, I don't think we had it in this one, but there is a boon here that basically spawns Hellborns, a Hellfire spawn Hellborn. So whenever you have the Hellfire, which is down here in B tier, like there's this Hellfire Rain, like where it says Hellfire rains upon you, you can take this one and then it unlocks the S tier affix, which means whenever the Hellfire spawns down on you or rains down on you, it's gonna spawn more Hellborns. And this also is multiplied by the +1 extra spawn and by the +1 Ether spawn. And this is how people manage to get this high Ether. So basically, you always want to take Hellborn, S tier. You always want to take the 1 spawn and the +1, it's 1 affix. And you always want to take, if you have the choice, Hellfire spawns Hellborns. And it goes by priority, right? You first need to take this to unlock this. And to unlock this, you need to take this. In A tier, we have a Hellborn +1 Ether. This is basically this one, but worse. You know, you only get Hellborns deal 25% more damage, and then Hellborns grant 1 more Ether. This is also fine, but it's not S tier, because it's not double dipping the way that this one is. Then we have Hellborns invigorate you. This one is also pretty insane, because it gives you, I think, 50% cooldown reduction. And this is going to be really helping you a lot with the clear speed. Then we also have, not at the very top, but chance to double elites. This one doesn't double the Hellborn spawn, but it's still okay. It's still decent to take, but not the best, like not by far. In fact, if you have this, monsters spawn more events. This is, after Hellborn, the most important thing. Because this one essentially gives you a 1.5x multiplier on the Hellborns. And the Hellborns are an event. I'm showing this to you in-game in a second here. So if you kill normal monsters, and if you kill them fast with, you know, a build like the Chain Lightning Sorcerer, like the Lightning Spear Sorcerer, you will be getting more Hellborn spawns, 50% more Hellborn spawns on average. So this is also insane. And you definitely want to juice this. But you see here in the top run, we only was only triggered once, this 50%. You can stack this more. I think, in fact, in game right now, I already triggered it twice. You see, I already have, it stacks, because I already have double the events, basically, because I picked this boon twice. And in general, you don't really have to worry about the Banes that much. The Hellfire can kill you, especially on a sword, but it's not that big of a problem. And you can see all the FXs here if you scroll down through these things. So always take the juicy part. Then we have C tier. This is like the kind of meta tier. This is everything that has to do with Fiends, with Etheric Math, with Soul Spire. Again, this tier list is going to be linked in the description. You can check it out. There's also the build here with all the links. And the Council plus 15. This is like not that great. And usually if you have any choices here of S, A, or B tier, you definitely want to take this over C tier. But it's still useful. But then we get to, I would call this like the noob trap in some way. You see this here. For example, it sounds very nice on paper. An Infernal Demon has your scent. Slay it to gain 25 Aether. This one sounds very good, like, and I also picked this. I also fell to this trap, like, very early on. But the problem is, this one basically spawns the Butcher, or also like an Aether Demon, whatever it's gonna be. The 25 Aether is not really that great, because, first of all, it takes forever to kill, especially if you're playing high tier, like a T8. It's gonna take very, very long for most builds. And it's just not worth the reward, and in fact, it can be negative, because if you have the Butcher, while he's there and you don't kill him, there's no monster spawning, so you can't get Hellborn. So if you already juiced your Hellborns and then you are taking the Butcher, it's even worse, you know, because there's no Hellborn, and in the end it's gonna be a really hard fight and you will end up getting less Aether. So this is probably one of the things that could probably need a buff to like 75 Aether or something. Like 25 just isn't enough. And then you would, if I wouldn't have this one here, I would never take this one. I would rather take another F tier, like this one here. You know, it doesn't really do anything. Unlimited resources, I don't need that. It slows you, whatever. It doesn't really do anything. But it would still be better than this one. Because at least this one doesn't impact me negatively, right? While this one does. So, you know, it has no effect. Unlimited resource, you don't want to take it, but you still, that's why it's a buff. But you still want to take it over like the Infernal Demon or the Aether Lords. Because these, again, these are like traps. They actually nerf you one, especially if you don't have that crazy of a character here. So this is pretty much the entire thing, and I just want to show you here. Like with the Sorcerer, you have this like Lightning Spear build, and +1 Hellborn when spawned, +1 Aether is just really, really insane. And you can get this one multiple times. So before we talk about the top builds per class, one thing that I also pointed out in my post here on X that I didn't really like so much is how much RNG it is. The entire thing is not really about, it's not that much about what choices you do or how fast you kill the monsters. The best way to get high Aether is just have good RNG, like just get lucky, forehead. You know, because in a very bad run, like if you never get Hellborns, for example, in a run, this can happen. Like you're gonna get like, I don't know, 300, maybe 400 Aether. But in a good run, you're getting more than 1,000. So I think the ratio is way off. Like Blizzard needs to get in here, in my opinion, and balance this better. Because it never feels good to kind of like fish for a run. Like in no way is this or this even in the same universe in terms of rewards as Hellborns. You know, and I'm not saying nerf Hellborns. I'm saying, you know, like maybe, you know, buff the Infernal Demon, like the new Butcher. It's like a cool design. He looks cool, like fresh meat. Like it's pretty cool. But at 25, it's just like nowhere near any type of reward for it. Like it should be at least double or triple or even 4 times. I mean, maybe if he gives 100 Aether, like you would choose it, right? Or it would at least be a competitive option versus this one. Because, like, again, there's no Hellborn spawning while you're fighting this guy. So, there needs to be definitely, like, because this is going to be not only a Season 5 mechanic, this is going to be a core game mechanic. And I think right now, it just feels bad that there is so much RNG involved. Like, I already don't want to play anymore if I'm, like, in Wave 3 and we haven't had any of the good stuff. Like, if you're in, like, Wave 3 or Wave 4, you don't have any event spawns, you don't have any Hellborn spawns. Like, it just feels really, really bad. And I'm very curious to hear what you guys think about this in the comments. I think, like I said here, like a 20 to 50% RNG difference might be fine. But man, don't make it like literally triple the reward if you get lucky. I don't think that's a good feeling for the game. But yeah, again, let me know your opinion in the comments. And lastly, it's also in the sheet here. I want to show you like the full negative stuff. So this was in the 1300 run. These were the Banes. Doesn't really matter that much. And these were the Boons. Really, really strong. Hellborn +6. And now I want to show you. And you can probably get Hellborn +8, right? If you get Giga lucky, just always choose Hellborn. You get maybe one event multiplier, maybe two, and then like Hellborns all the way. And this was done in a 2-player party. You see, like this is not even 4-player. This is just two-player. So if you do 4-player, you can even do more. And it's also like kind of unfair in group how you have infinite revives. So maybe that also needs to look at, because if you're a solo player, you die twice, it's over, right? Or you die 3 times, it's over. But in group, like if you die, you can just get revived. And that's just like group play is already a bit unfair, because you can like split. One player stands here, one player stands here, one player stands here, one player stands here. It's already way more efficient. So I think at least the revives should be like shared, or you can't revive, or the second you die, it takes away a revive. Just like it works in the pits, you know, like any group member dies, you only have 2 or 3 lives basically. If he dies, like one of the revive is lost. That's my opinion, at least, about it. Let me know what you think about that as well. And then we have the best builds. So absolutely the best build in the entire game right now is the Lightning Spear Sorcerer. I have a planner here. I also have a full video here on YouTube already made about this. This is just insane overall. If you have good gear with CDR, like this build blast, we're gonna do one run here at the end. It's completely nuts. Very, very strong build. You can also play Fireball. It's also decent. It just struggles a bit with single target. But Lightning Spear Sorc is just flying so high this season. Absolutely cracked. Then we have the Andariel Barrage Rogue. Also crazy damage overall. It doesn't have the best AoE. And it also needs a bit of time. You know, the Sorcerer, as soon as the monster spawns, like the Lightning Spear, just automatically aims at it. It kills it instantly. But the problem is with Rogue, you have even a very similar damage to the Sorc, let's say. But it doesn't auto-aim, and it takes some time because it's Andariel Rogue, it's like dot-based, right? So it takes a bit. Then we have the Stormslide Druid. This one is actually crazy. This is like a kind of a new coming build that was blasting up here. And it is extremely strong. Like it's using the new Mjolnir ring and just a bunch of like crazy stats. And Stormslide Druid, very cool development here for the Druids, because I was thinking the Druid's kind of weak. But actually Stormslide is like top 3, I think, in terms of classes. And I only listed the top build option here, guys. Like there is a lot more builds that you can do. But why would you play, I don't know, an Upheaval Barb if you can just play Whirlwind? Or, I don't know, like, you know, most of the other builds. But this is just the top 5 options per class. And then this hurt me a lot, but I sadly had to put down the Whirlwind Barb. I had a lot of fun on the Whirlwind Barb and playing it. But the problem is, it really doesn't have enough DPS against bosses. It's only really shining well if you have the Ubers. Like on the Whirlwind Barb itself, you will need, ideally you will have at least 3 Uber Uniques, better 4, better have a Grandfather as well. And if you're just playing a normal starter build without Uber Uniques, it's gonna feel really bad. The key passive nerf hurt the Barb a lot. Once you have Harlequin's Crest and Starless Sky and Tyrell's Might and Grandfather, you're gonna be flying on T7, but you're still really, really gonna struggle to clear the boss on T8. And none of the others here even struggle at that. And then there's also the Blood Surge Necro, which is, I think, the best build on Necro. For doing this, the Bone Spirit is great as well in terms of damage, but it just doesn't have the AoE or the clear speed. It's gonna be good for pit pushing. In fact, the best build for pit pushing, I believe. But for the waves, it's not that great. So Blood Surge, I think, wins here. And again, there's also a planner here. Also good AoE damage, but similar to Whirlwind Barb, it lacks the boss DPS. And yeah, I want to show you here the best build. And you basically need a build that kills stuff instantly. And Lightning Sphere, like you just cast this, and you have all these like lightnings around, and they auto-aim, right? So we're going to be drinking 1 elixir here. Usually attack speed or crit chance, like crit chance is better. And we choose this. We also have the Hellfire here, and you see like this is like +1 Hellborn when spawned. And it's also gonna do more Aether per Hellborn. So you see why this build is so strong. I can literally just stay in the middle, and the stuff will auto-aim. Like my Lightning Spears, this is T7 right now. They're gonna auto-aim at all the Hellborns. You see how many Hellborns we're already getting here, and we only choose a few modifiers. Like it already goes insane. Look, everything is dead before they can even spawn new ones, because this build just does so much damage. And you always want to like stay in the center on these kind of builds, like where you just auto-aim. Like if you're solo, right? If you're in party, you can split, like one guy can be at any side. And yeah, this is basically just how we blast down these waves. And one more thing that people ask me a lot while I play here, why it's not worth that much doing T7. Like if you have this power level that I have here right now, T8 is probably worth it. But for the majority of players, you don't want to go to T8, guys. You want to stay at T7. And then you see here how much loot we're getting. And the reason for this is like T8 doesn't give you many more rewards. You get one more wave, okay, so you get more Aether, right? But it doesn't give you anything crazy in terms of rewards besides the one more wave. So you see now here we got a pretty bad roll. We have Etheric Mass, which doesn't do anything. We have Aether Lords, which is actually worse than this. And we have the Fell Council, grants us some stuff. So this is very unlucky. And you can scroll up again and you can look at the tier list. Okay, no Hellborn, no events, no Hellfire, nothing, no chance to double elites. And then we are down at C tier and we see here Council. Okay, so we don't take this, we don't take this, we take the Council. Because at least it's giving us something. But this is negatively infecting the run. And this is just giving us some mass. So we take the Council, bam. So here we just stay in the middle again. I'm just going to walk you through this run and like we talk about the choices in the end all the time. And the only thing you really got to be careful about on the Sorcerer is the explosions, if you don't have Flame Shield, and the Hellfire. Like the Hellfire can kill you. That's for sure. You see here you got the Soul Spires, like they are not that great for Sorc. Like here I think I would be faster doing it in a group. Again, group play is insane, especially this Soul Spires, you gotta be near them as a Sorc, that's not really that cool. It takes a bit longer than the rest. Here, Hellborn are very easy to kill for me. You just stay in the middle, and the Lightning Spear will do all the work. Like, you just stay around the middle. Go there where it's blinking. Keep pressing your buttons. And it's pretty chill. So on T8, usually the boss has too much life for most builds. Like, this Sorcerer is strong enough now. I made this character yesterday. But it would be strong enough now to do T8, and it would be worth it doing T8 on this character. There was the Hellfire, like you gotta dodge that ideally. So here then we have the next one, and I do it now for the video, but you don't have to pick all the stuff. And you see here how the juice is going with the Hellborns, if you have a few of them. See, now we can make that choice again, but you see here, we got very unlucky again. We got Soul Spires, that's nothing. We got Fell Council, and we got Fell Council again. Okay, so the rest of the run was pretty unlucky, so we're gonna get another like 30 Aether from the Fell Council. But this was like basically only C tier rewards here, the last two waves. And after the run here, I can show you the entire Boons again. See, dodge this fire one. Always stay around the middle. Yeah, this Sorc just, again, I have the full build guide linked in the description as well. Like this Sorcerer is the best build for it because you see, you just stay in the middle and it auto-seeks and it insta-kills everything. The only thing that's bad for the Sorc, as you see earlier, is the Soul Spire events. But Hellborns and stuff, man, they just melt. They all just get auto-aimed. And if you are like endgame, you don't even need to cast your Frozen Orb. It's just going to be automatically cast for you, basically. Here you go. So I think we got like 3 good modifiers and 4 bad modifiers in here. And this is about the outcome that you can expect. We're going to get like 650, I think. Something like that, once we picked everything. Okay, that's pretty much it. Now on the bosses, there's also a cool trick. It doesn't work always, but what basically you need to do on the bosses is lure them together. Okay, we have like 550. So you can see here, if you press M, you can go through this. So Hellborn +2. Like you can get up to +7 Aether. Defeating the Council. Okay, this is not great. Okay, the Hellfire, I got this one, but I never got that, that the Hellfire spawns Hellborns. And Soulspire Grand plus 2, this is like kind of whatever. And Fell Council, this is also whatever. So we only got 2, 3, 4. We got 4 good affixes pretty much this run. And then we have this. So 4 good affixes you can kind of expect to get, like, we'll see. I think we're going to have like 650. So on these guys here, ideally, you want them to be together. Because your Lightning Spear and your Frozen Orb are going to do a lot more damage. Or your Frozen Orb is going to trigger more Lightning Spears when they are close together. And there's usually one guy that always walks. And you want that can't teleport. And you want to focus this guy. So we always just try to go, like, you know, in some corner. And hope that they're all, like, kind of getting together. You see, now they're kind of in a decent spot. And now they will die very fast. And this is with Sorcerer. Like, see, boom, done. There was T7 boss, like, 10 seconds. And you can get even more lucky. Like, I usually choose the right bottom corner for them to go together. And yeah, the DPS is crazy. Okay, see, we got 650. Before we talk about the rewards, I'm just going to have on my gear. So I don't have GAs on most of the stuff here. I just made the Sorc yesterday. I have 1 GA, non-GA. But we have Ubers, of course. 1 GA, no GA, 1 GA, 1 GA, 1 GA. And I got this one yesterday. Very nice. I was playing like a much weaker one. We're going to give away all these Fractured Winter Glasses. And I also got this one. You can also play with Raymond. It also works. But yeah, again, the build guide, we play Ice Blades. You can also play Frozen Orb, Firebolt. Again, the build guide is going to be in the description below. This is the best build, I think, of the season. I don't think anything is even close to this build. For pretty much any content. This can kill all the Uber bosses instantly. This can kill, like, T8. This can kill, I don't know, 150 pits. I haven't pushed it yet, but, like, definitely possible. And then I think this chest in the middle right now is kind of buggy. Okay, we got one, though. Like, okay, it's triple GA. It sometimes doesn't. Okay, that's a very nice ring. It sometimes doesn't drop you. It doesn't drop your GA items. It drops the Scattered Prism. So yeah, we got this one. That's actually pretty decent. I kind of wish it was crit damage though instead of burn. But yeah, and then you guys can see here. Oh, I already started taking it. We already got 25. So you see, we had like 2.4 or something, or 2. Like a little less than 2.5, and we have 500 of these mats. And you usually just need to multiply these 560 we have times, I think it's 1.25. It's like 700 mats is going to be. So we're going to have like 3.1k, I think, once we open all this. And this also going to give you an insane amount of Stygian stones. I have like 72 right now. I mean, it's RNG, but I think the chance of a Stygian stone is like 5%. Yeah, there already is one. But this is also a great way of farming Stygian stones. And it's also a great way of farming gold. If you need gold, you open this with your Aether. It's crazy. You pretty much never want to open the equipment chest, I think. It's just not worth it. See, we already got 2 Stygian stones. From 22 to 24. And we haven't even started. We haven't even spent half of them, right? So you're just going to keep clicking this chest. This also could be an improvement. Like, once you click this chest, like an option to spend all Aether, or you right click the chest to spend all Aether or something. Because like standing here and just clicking this a trillion times, especially if you have like more, I only had like 600 Aether this one. But if you have like more than 1,000 Aether, like man, it really takes forever. Like clicking all of this. Yeah, we get some scrolls and then the rest we spend on gold. So you see we got 2 Stygian stones from this as well. And we got about, what? Yeah, you see 700 Neath Iron. And then this 700 is going to multiply by 2. So 1,400 Ingolith and times 2 again. So 2,800 Optuxite here in this one run. So yeah, it's pretty insane. And that's basically how you farm that stuff. Again, the tier list also with the build links is going to be in the description. I hope you enjoyed the video, my friends. This is insanely rewarding. If you haven't tried Sorcerer yet, I highly recommend it. I have the build guide right here. I'm going to link that below as well. There's also a starter variant, but it really comes online once you have the Shaco. And if you have the Shaco and you haven't played Sorcerer yet, try it out. It's amazing. Helltide, the Infernal Hordes is also pretty cool. And yeah, 1,300 Aether. Let me know what your record is in the comments and let's beat it. I think in the end game, we will be able to reach, like if you have perfect spawn on T8 with 4 player, or even solo, like you can reach probably 1,500 Aether. Something like this. Probably 4 player is going to be better like that. Theoretical maximum, I'm thinking like 1.5, 1.6k Aether, but we're pretty close here. 1.3k. Did anybody get more yet? Let me know in the comments. GG, take care. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe, leave a like or a comment. I'm also live on Twitch almost every day, so come and say hi.